What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendall. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. But for today, I am back with another first-time reaction to a song I have never heard of, never listened to. I definitely have heard of this artist, but I haven't listened to any of her songs. But for today, I am actually going to be reacting to Fiona Apple, "Criminal." Again, never heard this song. This is going to be a first time listens, so I'm curious to see what this is all about. I happened to see it pop up, and I was like, that actually looks kind of interesting. So let's just get right into it. Fiona Apple, "Criminal." Here we go. I like that groovy sound it has.
I've been a bad girl. I've been careless with a delicate man, and it's a sad world when a girl will break a boy just because she can. Don't you tell me to deny it. I done wrong and I wanna suffer for my sins. I've come to you 'cause I need guidance to be true, and I just don't know where I can begin. Ooh, what I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal, and I need to be redeemed to the one I've sinned against, because he's all I ever knew of love. Heaven help me fall the way I am. Save me from these evil deeds before I get them done. I know tomorrow brings the consequence at hand, but I keep living this day like the next will never come. Oh,
All right.
help me, but don't tell me to deny it. I gotta cleanse myself of all these lies till I'm good enough for him.
All right. So right away, I just have to point out, like I mentioned in my intro, I had never listened to any of her music. I mean, I knew her name, I knew Fiona Apple's name, but I had never, I had never listened to any of her music. And, throughout, so far, I mean, throughout, my first time reactions to songs I had never listened to, I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised and actually and really enjoyed it. And when the song first started, I mean, it kind of had that groovy sound to it. And I like that kind of sound. I think it's really cool. But I have to say, like, this was definitely in the mid to late 90s. But I have to say, I mean, she seems really young in this, but her voice is very impressive. Like I wasn't expecting her voice to sound the way it did, but I was impressed with what I heard. Her, you know, her voice along with the sound of the song. I mean, it mixes really well together. But there's a couple times, throughout this video where I was like, oh, okay, that happened and that happened. But this was the, still, we're still in the 90s with this one. So, I feel like you could get away, there's some stuff you could get away with a lot more. But I mean, I have to say, like, whoever did, the direction and, the cinematography on this video, I have to say it's really well done. And, it actually, I don't know about the video, but I feel like the song, like I feel like it still holds up today. Like, if you'd have told me that this came out, heck, if you'd have told me it came out either this year or last year, I would have believed you, because I feel like the song still, from a 2025 perspective, I feel like it still holds up today. And yeah, like I said, don't know much about her music. I never listened to any of it. Like I said, this is my first time hearing this, but I mean, I really like her voice. I'm definitely gonna have to check out more of her stuff. But let's just get back into it because I want to see how the rest of this goes.
I got a lot to lose and I'm betting high, so I'm begging you before it ends, just tell me where to begin. Hey, what I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal, and I need to be redeemed to the one I've sinned against, because he's all I ever knew of love.
Just love the groovy sound of this. Oh, the old style television.
Let me know the way before there's hell to pay. Give me room to lay the law and let me go. I gotta make a play to make my lover stay. So what would an angel say? The devil wants to know what I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal, and I need to be redeemed to the one I've sinned against, because he's all I ever knew of
What? All right. That was that was definitely an interesting I always love when I'm surprised and when I'm listening to songs for the first time that I hadn't listened to, and I love when I get surprised. And I have to say I enjoyed what I heard. I loved her voice, and I love the the groovy sound of that song. And I mean, I do know that that's like one of her most famous songs. I mean, I'm sure she has. I'm sure she has a huge catalog of material, but I, yeah, I mean, the video definitely there were times throughout when I was like, oh, okay, that happened, and you're like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. But it's interesting how throughout the video there was like the way that it was shot. I mean, like I said, whoever shot this video did a really good job, but it like some of the shots were really interesting the way that they were done, because it definitely because like for the first half of it we were basically just in one house, because it only went to like a couple different rooms, and the way it just kind of the camera kind of moved it sometimes you don't really think about like the camera work when you're watching videos or even movies or TV shows, but that was just one thing that I happened to notice, and I was like, okay. But yeah, I liked the song. I thought it was great. I thought her voice was great. But what do you guys think? What's your favorite Fiona Apple song? What other songs of hers would you like to see me react to? Or are there some other songs by some other artists that you would like to see me react to? But if you liked what you saw here and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share, and then that way you will get notified when I drop new videos. And if you like what you saw here, hopefully you'll check out some of my other content that I have on here. But until then, stay safe and have a great day.